Seamless.
Platchums.
So yeah, Dan, it's safe to say I won't be catching you in terms of platinums anytime soon, because you've been a busy boy in regards to platinum. So it's been a while since we actually had a collection update, but I feel like we're going to need to break this into 18 parts to actually discuss all the games that Dan has platted in the more recent times. So Dan, how are you keeping? How's life?
Yeah, very, very well. Yeah, you?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Now I'm happy with what I've managed to plat personally this year so far. I know this is like just the second update video of the year, but like we've both been busy in relation to our own talent. So so I think will I go first in terms of what I've platted and played in the last few months?
Yeah, please do. I'm excited to. I already know.
Yeah, because it's like one platinum. I think the last update video it was talking about, it was Bastion and Salt and Sanctuary, which I was playing on the Vita, which I got the plat for. So on the 10th of March, I finally platinumed a Persona game. I platinumed Persona 5 Royale, which was so damn good. It deserves all the praise and the reverence it has. I was a little not iffy because I played Persona 4 and it was, a bit of a slow burn initially. But when the characters click with you, the game just kind of falls into place and it's really easy to get invested. Persona 5 starts a lot faster than Persona 4. And I loved the way they told the narrative with the kind of time jumps going to the interrogation scene, then going back earlier. I also like that it kind of covered 2 school years instead of 1, that it's kind of like half a semester in each, and great group of characters. The gameplay was fantastic, a little bit repetitive towards the end, if I'm being honest, but I mean, that was like after 90 or 100 hours. So I really loved the game. Art style fantastic, voice acting was really good, soundtrack was damn infectious. It's great. It's great. And I was very happy to get that platinum, but I loved how, like, the platinum challenge we're doing. You were hot out the gate with Skyrim. I focused on a game that's 120 hours long and worth no points because it's rated like a 2 out of 10. So I'm sorry about that.
Such a great game though. Like I had the same kind of experience with it last year myself. So
yeah, no, it was nice to finally play it. It was nice to finally play it. So it was kind of like the last really, really acclaimed game on the PS4. Well, Royale anyway. I know Persona 4 or 5 was on the PS3, kind of late gen and kind of whatever. It was kind of like the one big game of the generation. It was so critically acclaimed that I hadn't got around to playing yet. So it was nice to kind of tick that off the box, and even better that I enjoyed it so much. Then the next plat I got was Killzone Mercenaries.
Nice.
Finally.
Ultra
rare. I got an ultra rare Vita plat, so I can die a happy man, if not somewhat unfulfilled, if that's my greatest achievement. Anyway, it is a very, very, very good game with an awful trophy list. It was the 10,000 kills, the blood bank trophy. That was the last one. So I think when I finished the game and did all the variations, the demolition, infiltrator, because essentially you need to do every mission like 4 times, but with different sets of conditions to fulfill. I think once I did all them and all the online trophies or the multiplayer ones, I was at like 6,500 kills. So it essentially became this slow grind of a side project in which I would load up, I think it was level 3, and just play it once or twice, and I'd maybe get like 250 kills if it went well. It was very, very laborious. I really don't have the mindset for it anymore, but my experience has taught me that that's the best way to handle those games. Just do 1 or 2 playthroughs of a mission every couple of days and you'll eventually get it. So it took me 7 months, but I eventually got it. So I would highly recommend anyone that has a Vita to play it, but just be cautious of the fact that, there is 2 trophies that you need to be connected to the internet in order for them to unlock. So if you play 100 matches, that's one of the trophies. Play 100 matches in or finish 100 rounds, something like that. You can do them all in bot zone, but in order to pop the trophy, the 100th or the 101st needs to be in an online server.
Wow.
So
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
So just bear that in mind. So you can tear through bot zone matches. Like, it doesn't take too long, in fairness, but just bear that in mind. And it is a Vita game. So, I mean, the online connection, you can imagine. I just if you're going to do it in the next 2-3 months, just to be safe, and immediately do the online. If you're concerned with the platinum, do the online. Buy the bot zone DLC. It's only like €2. That's what I did, and just focus on that. But if you don't really care about the platinums, it's like the quintessential first-person shooter on the system. It's great. It really feels like Killzone 2 or 3. So yeah, and it was also nice to play a first-person shooter again, because I haven't PS4 generation. I really just didn't feel it, but it was actually a really well-crafted one. So I'd highly recommend it. Anyway. Cool. Next platinum was Elden Ring on the PS5.
Nice.
What a fucking game. Like, I can't say anything new or bring anything new to the table. It's just so good. Like, it is just created a new style of open world, but with the same attention to detail that all the previous games had. It's fantastic. Like, the scope of the map did not deter away from the fine details that make the Souls games fantastic. So I was I wouldn't say, a bit suspicious of the new open world format, but they used it to the best possible extent, and it really elevated the game, and I just adored it. Like, my God, the hype train is coming into station for me. I just great game. And they also added cool beards in the character creator, so it had everything. It had everything. Like, the platinum was I actually think I don't think it was like as easy as people say. Like, if this is going to be a lot of people's first Soulsborne game, because it has kind of broken into the mainstream in a way that previous From Software games just haven't. Bloodborne was dangerously close, but Elden Ring's on like a different level. Like, people that don't play these games at all are playing them. So I feel like if you're going, oh, it's the easiest one, you might have a bad time. Especially
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're the Soulsborne man. So
no,
I'd like to
I just do think it's really, like, it's hard to pin down how difficult it is, because there's so many ways to play it. There's a lot of ways to cheese it, but it has some of the hardest bosses in the series. So I'm kind of stumped as to where I'd place it in difficulty. Because
I didn't follow a guide other than for a missable side or the ending. Sorry, there's one ending that you need, at the stars ending, and then you can just do the same as you did in Bloodborne, where you just upload your save to the cloud. So, but I probably will play through it again, just without trophies, just to try maybe like a magic focused build, because I was just sword and shield. That's all I've got. That's just the tried tested kind of way of playing that I fall into with those games.
That is Elden Ring on like hard mode.
I was saying this to you.
I was saying this to you, like you were making the game much harder than it needed to be, because you were like very insistent on using that mace, and the mace was good.
I didn't find another weapon that suited me. You see, I like the quick. Like, I know an awful lot of people use quick mace, spears or magic. But for me, I there's something that I just feel safe with the shield. I like the quick slash weapons. I hate the piercing ones. It just, I don't know if it's like a rhythm thing, but I just feel far more comfortable attacking, having like two quick attacks and backing off with the shield and going, come on, you prick, come on, and then like doing like two more. Like, that's just the way I play it. So
Yeah.
I would
But
like to
Elden Ring
mix
is
up.
designed in a weird way that it really doesn't like reward that play style, because the boss does like a 7-hit combo and you just can't tank them. You just, it feels like, I think that's probably one of the issues with Elden Ring, is that it's it's nearly geared towards using summons and co-op and stuff like that, because some of the bosses are just very, very punishing
Well, the
for melee characters.
mimic tier,
Yeah.
that I didn't use that at all. And then I was looking up, a guide for one of the bosses, because there was 2 or 3 bosses that had me stumped that you thankfully helped me with. But when I was looking up, everyone's like, "Oh, just use mimic tier plus 10." I'm like, "Oh, mimic tier? What is this?" And then I got it, and then I'm like, "Oh shit, I've work tomorrow. I better go to bed." And then when I got up or went to play the game the next day, I had a big patch. I'm like, okay. So I looked up the patch notes, and they fucking like nerfed the mimic tier plus 10. It was still hugely effective, but I never got it in like its strongest state. But that was a great little tip just to take the pressure off, because some of the bosses are relentless.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the Radan boss fight is just like, I guess still spoiler territory, but my god, what a spectacle. Like that was stellar.
That was cool.
So
yeah.
we'll stop patting Elden Ring on the arse for a while, because like everyone knows. So I got that platinum. I was delighted. Like for me, that feels like my first proper PS5 platinum. Like I loved Astro's Playroom, but I was explaining on the previous collection video that like I wanted Elden Ring to be like my first big PS5 game. So I'm glad that was the case. So after that, I played A Plague Tale: Innocence, a game which a few friends, including yourself, have been recommending for a long time, and that I've been meaning to play. And I just thought it was a beautiful game.
Yeah.
Just like so unique. It's quite a rarity. Like the quintessential like AA game that you used to get in abundance on like the PS1, PS2, and even PS3 era.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love the setting. I love the art style. The characters, like the little brother, was actually not annoying at all.
Always a plus. Yeah.
Always a plus when a game is based around escort missions, when like the person you're escorting isn't a pain in the hole. So
it definitely didn't feel like an escort game.
Yeah.
So that was good. Yeah.
Like absolutely. So I thought the mechanics of the rats were like really, really cool. And I'm looking very much forward to the sequel, which is out like very soon, to see how they develop the combat, because you can say the combat is very simplistic. I mean, like
it gets a bit better towards the end.
It gets better towards the end when you can utilize the rats.
But so maybe the new game will kind of continue on from there, rather than kind of putting you all the way back.
Like I don't know if you've seen any footage of it or like the trailer, but like it looks a lot more fleshed out.
I've been kind of avoiding the trailer, because I really did enjoy it, and I wanted to kind of go in blind to this one.
Yeah, and it looks stunning on the PS5. Like it looked tremendous.
Requiem, isn't that what it's called?
Requiem, yeah. So I'd highly recommend it to anyone if you're looking for a different kind of experience. It's a very easy, accessible platinum, and just it kind of showcases the best of the medium in a way. It's kind of a story you wouldn't be able to tell in film, TV, or anything like that. So I would highly recommend it. And then the next plat, another, some might say a golden plat, was Persona 4 Gold, and I finally got the platinum for that as well. So
nice.
that was my most recent platinum. I got that just like 2 weeks ago. That was also like a weird side project where like the second playthrough, I'd load it up and try to do like 10 or 15 days, but I was just going to the cafe in the game to get a skill card just to pass time, because I'd done everything, all the social links in the previous playthrough. I think I've spoken about this game a lot, but I still think I oddly prefer it to Persona 5, even though I adore Persona 5. There was just something about the cast of characters in 4 that for whatever reason I just enjoyed more, like Yosuke and Chi, and I don't know why, I just like them.
I'd be very, very difficult to say which one I prefer. I don't know. I think they're both amazing, and
Persona 5 is a lot better to play. Like it's so much more fleshed out, but it is a sequel in fairness. So that's a given. But yeah, Persona 4 just has such a charm about it, such a
It does,
unique,
yeah.
indelible charm that is hard to pin down. So I finally got that. So with that, I only have 2 games left on my list left at Platinum. So my goal is to finish those and complete my list. Now, forget FIFA 10. Fuck FIFA 10, because that means I'll always have 9 unearnable trophies on my list. But if I can finish Resident Evil Village and Guardians of the Galaxy, it'll be the second time, only the second time ever in history, so momentous, that I've actually kind of completed my list. So I'm oddly motivated by that. So Village, I just need to finish Village of Shadows difficulty. Really great game. I know what you were talking about with it being very similar to Resi 4.
Yeah.
So it was like a weird little love child between 7 and 4. I thought you'd be playing as Chris Redfield during the game. I was actually surprised it was Ethan for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, maybe I just wasn't paying attention to the trailer.
You do get to play for a minute.
Literally a minute if you just like fly through it. So very, very, very good game. Like they've really like the formula of the first person perspective that they've started with 7. Like it's good. It's really, really good. Yeah. And Guardians of the Galaxy is so good.
Yeah.
Like
I've heard.
Like Liam was recommending it to me a lot. So I saw it on sale for €30 physical, so I just picked it up, PS5 edition as well. It's kind of janky, but in a way that is like endearing.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those where like the jump animation is just something slightly off with it. Sometimes, there's not a lot of clipping, but it looks great. Don't get me wrong. But it's just all about like, I've legitimately laughed out loud like multiple times, which just doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the depiction of Drax is so good. And just all the characters, it reminds me of just like Mass Effect.
Yeah.
But in like the best possible way.
Yeah. And
the way like you always come back to the ship, and it's just got all these little details where like I spent about 20 minutes. There's like a section of the game, don't want to go into spoilers, but like you can essentially view everyone's file and record, but like other like characters as well. And they have like unique comments based on every single one of those that are completely like contextual, that like an awful lot of people wouldn't even hear. Or it's small things like if you're going down a dead end, like Rock will be like, there's like, why are you going down there? And then like if you keep exploring, it's like, why is Peter Quill being an idiot and not like doing this? And they respond based on what you're doing. And then like I turned around, I actually laughed because I thought it was great. We're like, I came back and then like Rocket was like, oh yeah, you enjoy that walk of shame. I told you there was nothing there. It's just you don't really get that kind of little quirky details in games too often anymore, where it's so contextual and like the effort put in that you might not even have a player experience, like almost like Elden Ring, with all those hidden areas, like it's insanity. So I think I missed one collectible, so I think I'll need to do like a new game plus, but only until like chapter 5, because I think you need to get all the outfits. But I love it, man. So I'm definitely going to lend it to you.
Great.
But look, I think I've ranted enough. So that might seem like good for me. But Dan,
there's some excellent games, man. There,
I know. I'm proud of that, man. I'm proud. It's a really good, weird mix of games. And I finished off stuff that, have been in the pipeline for a while, like Killzone and Persona 4. But man, you've gone super Nova in the past month or two. I think it might be easier just to like quickly show just the games, like flash, like a montage. But so tell me, how many plats have you got in the last 2 months?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where we ended last time, or what was the last.
It was
game.
Like the last week of February, or even just March, just from March.
Okay, yeah. So from March, I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 plats since March. Yeah. So, like it's not insane.
But they're good plats. They're good plats. So like,
yeah,
what were the highlights for you? If you were.
Okay, well, probably my first highlight, because I do remember talking about this, is that I got the plat for Golf Club Wasteland. No, I didn't think I was going to get it, to be honest. It's just there was a few levels there that were just so like bothering me.
Screw your Evil Within, screw your Wolfensteins too. I got the golf plat.
No, I was really like, I was resigned that I wasn't going to get it, to be honest. And then yeah, something came over me and I got it. So Golf Club Wasteland.
Did Rory McIlroy come to your house and give you some tips?
Yeah, he did it for me. Yeah. It wasn't actually me.
Like, stand back, I'll do it.
Yeah. So one that I was really happy with, the first plat of March, was Infinite Warfare, a game that's been on my list since 2017. So I was really happy. That's the Call of Duty with Kit Harington. For anyone who wants to know.
I don't want. Wait, hon. You know, the kit eyebrows. You know the.
Yeah. That's very good. Well, I did want this big time. I did, and one of the guys, Craig on the Discord, helped me out with this, which was brilliant. I was really, really delighted to get this, because it was just the zombie trophies I needed, the Easter egg stuff.
They're the toughest, man.
Yeah, it was just, it was just hanging there, so I was really happy to get that one. Then Ghost Runner, which I did again a second time, the PS5 stack. Of course, I didn't auto pop anything. I just played it again. It took me not too long at all. It's very, very quick once you know how to play that game. Of course, Elden Ring, which consumed all of us for a few weeks at least, if not, is still going. And that's the great thing about it, especially because I have the backup save. So I have the backup save, and I've never used a lot of my resources. So I've helped loads of people with with a lot of different bosses just by respecking and using my re-downloading the save. And then
which boss was it? Magdalia or whatever that you helped me with?
Melania,
yeah. Oh, I'm still so thankful. That was such a brick wall for me.
That was that one is pretty rough.
Yeah.
So then I played Downwell, which is a really good game for the Vita. I haven't gotten the plat yet, but I've gotten onto hard mode. We talked about this one with Nick when we were doing this, because he got the plat for that. I'm fairly close, but I haven't played much of it since then. I haven't played it since.
Will you go back to it? Or?
I will, yeah, because I like having a game on the Vita when I kind of need a Vita game. So I'll definitely go back to it at some point. I got Vanquish on the PS4 version. It wasn't too bad, because of course I played it on PS3 already, and they found this glitch where you can get unlimited grenades. Now the problem with the glitch is that it's really it's easy to do, but if you want to use it, you need to do the glitch perfectly every single time, the whole way through the challenge, because if you press the wrong button, then you'll throw your last grenade and then you won't be able to do the glitch anymore. So
stakes.
Yeah, so it's quite a kind of finicky glitch. But I did use it at the end, because I was like, I'm not going to waste too much more time on this one when I've already done it on the PS3.
Without a glitch, so. Whew.
Yeah, 10 years ago, but my hands aren't as they
the reflexes were young.
A little bit better, yeah. Lumo, which was a game I got physical, which has a disgusting amount of ultra rare trophies, 30 of them or something.
I can see that, 0.76.
I don't know why. It's just one of those games. Everything is missable. It's a little bit janky. Maybe a big bit janky, but it's actually quite a good game. It's made by one guy, and it's a throwback to the really old school kind of dungeon crawler action games of the 80s, kind of before my time. But you can kind of tell there's a lot of passion in the game.
No, it looks pretty cool.
Chicken Police, which probably one of my favorite ones I've played in a while. It's
game of the year, Chicken Police.
it's kind of like a LA Noir-esque, like it's got kind of visual novel elements, but it's also got like action elements, and it's also got kind of like detective elements and stuff in it.
When you said LA Noir, I just imagine Cole Phelps just yelling at a chicken.
Yeah, no, it's very reminiscent. Like it's that kind of noir style. But it's really cool. Like really good game, really good story. I kind of got it in like 13 and a half hours, it says here. 2 Vita games, Demon Tiered Plus and Riddled Corpses, which are kind of two like actiony kind of roguelike little kind of twin stick shooters, which were really good, cool games, actually, really well made, and they're really cheap. Played Gran Turismo 7, still haven't gotten the Plat because there was a lot of drama with the 3 legendary car trophy. And
so someone actually has it though. It's gone up to 0.47.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting it now, because they finally figured out which 3 cars it was, and it was the kind of the obvious ones. I think it was the Ferrari, the
yes,
the McLaren there. I can't remember which ones, but it's the same, the Jag. I think it's the same ones that it was in GT5 on that legendary trophy.
Okay. And will you go for it though? Like,
yeah,
will you?
Yeah, I'll definitely get it. I just haven't played it in a while, because
you've been busy with other things.
There's a lot of like say people using scripts and stuff like that to get credits and stuff. I haven't done anything like that. I haven't really played it, grinded much, but I've nearly finished everything. I just need to kind of finish some stuff up. Went back, I got the Crash Plat, Crash 1 after speaking to Nick. I was like, no, someone said it in the comments. They were like, someone said it, I can't believe Dan doesn't have the Crash Pads. I was like, okay, I gotta get the Crash.
You're like Michael Jordan. I took that personally.
Yeah, no, I had to go and get it. I just did. It was my my honor was at stake, but I didn't have it. And it was always a bit of a blemish on my account that I, because I've been playing Crash games since I was like literally 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah, I own the trilogy because I claimed as part of the Instant Game collection.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to have, I've all the Spyro Plats, and it's kind of like, you almost need to have the Crash, because I did play it a good bit when I was younger.
They're a lot more demanding than Spyro.
Yeah, I went with Spyro the first, but maybe at some point.
Maybe, yeah. No, they're great games, but they're not easy. Definitely, I was very, very frustrated going for it. The Old Blood Wolfenstein was kind of something I was working on at the same time as Wolfenstein 2 to kind of be in like Wolfenstein mode.
Wolfenstein mode, yeah.
Wolfenstein Old Blood, I got the plat in just under 2 days. That was very handy. There was some challenge maps and stuff which were good fun, but the game was pretty easy. And then Wolfenstein 2, of course. That was again, I'm going to say this until the cows come home, but I really wouldn't have gotten the plat for not the amazing guides and especially all the tips that people gave me as well.
Unsung heroes, man. Unsung heroes.
Like Hacks on the Discord, he showed me his entire playthrough and gave me like loads of tips, and Chrome Saw gave me loads of tips because he'd done it a few weeks ago or a few weeks ago as well. So like the kind of combined group knowledge of mine leaving made it very easy. The missing collectibles video as well, there's just,
it's not mine leaving, it's our leaving.
It's like I feel like I'm like the 1,000th person to like walk on the moon. It's like there's all these heroes have been there before.
I have also done it.
But yeah, not as bad as people kind of worry it's going to be. I think anyone who has it kind of knows that it is very doable. It's just a case of you need to play the game very, very differently.
Yeah, but still, really it's one of them. Like if you kind of look at the notorious platinums of the PS4 era, it's on there. And I think it is on there for a reason, because it harkens back to an older time in Platinum Trophies history where developers would add just obscene challenges. I think any trophy that demands that you play a game in one sitting,
Yeah.
like already just inherently that puts a lot of people off.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
you
absolutely.
like just immediately. Now, like something like Dead Space 2 hardcore mode, which I think that's the perfect balance for you. It's like, here's 3 saves,
Yeah.
use them at your own peril. That's great, but I feel like that whole thing where if you die, you start at like the very beginning.
Yeah.
That is a challenge for people in terms of just patience, just time availability. Like no one is 4 or 5 hours. Like if you're playing a game and stuck rigidly to a guide, even if the video is 2.5 hours long, it's going to take you 4 or 5 hours because like you need to do everything twice.
Yeah.
You know, so like
yeah.
it's a hell of a fucking platinum, man. So like fair play. Like you've got one of the notorious ones, a super ultra rare. So like that's awesome. Like
yeah, no, I was delighted to get it, definitely. Like it was like I think I was trying to remember like how many kind of attempts it took me. Hard to remember exactly. I wasn't like
I think
counting,
you said 9 or 10.
I'd say that's probably right, about 9 or 10, like after the kind of first mission, but I died on the first mission a lot as well. And then like you just have to watch the opening like 10-minute cutscene again, and then because see the first mission is in a wheelchair and you're very vulnerable, so
as you would be, Jesus Christ.
So you're in a wheelchair with a gun, and you move very slowly, and and things like that. So I died quite a lot actually on the first mission, just kind of through sloppy stuff, and then the game kind of nearly gets easier as it goes on because you get upgrades and things like that, and armor and stuff. So yeah, I would say like I'd say probably like 10 good attempts, 10 attempts that I kind of made it a little bit through the game,
didn't die in the first level,
didn't die straight away. Then I played Moving Out, which is like a game where you're like a delivery company that moves things out of homes.
I feel like you needed this after Wolfenstein. Just something to go back to basics.
Back to basics, It was like throwing like a couch out the window and and things like that. It was good fun. Actually, it's quite a good game. It's very similar to Overcooked. It's just with moving. It's a 2-player game really at its core. But yeah, good fun. It was on PS Now. Then I went to The Evil Within again. So this is my second time finishing The Evil Within.
I have to play that game, man. Jesus.
Yeah, like again, it's one of those kind of games that Akumu mode, people are kind of worried about it. Akumu mode's actually very doable. I think the hardest part of the Plat, in my opinion, is probably the first hardcore playthrough with no upgrades, because your guns do so little damage and you're just very vulnerable. You're always kind of stuck for ammo. You always feel very vulnerable. Whereas Akumu mode, it's just, if you get hit, you're dead. And that's fine because, you can upgrade your guns. You can just, like, the checkpoints are there. They're very regular. So it's just trial and error, really, until you get through the section.
Bulldozing your way through a particular section.
Yeah,
just
like
to get to the next checkpoint,
Exactly. Once you can get through it. And like, again, there's amazing guides. There's a guy called Jigsaw Killer on YouTube. And he's kind of like the authority on The Evil Within 1 and 2. And he has like a step-by-step guide for Akumu mode. And he has speed runs of Akumu mode as well. So he has like it in like 2 hours, and then he has a 5-hour walkthrough as well. So
so it takes about 5 hours to play through.
Yeah, I would say that's about right. I'd say like your first playthrough is probably like 10-12 hour playthrough, just because you're going slow and you're getting everything collectible wise and stuff. But yeah, such a great game. Like, such a great atmospheric survival game.
It's from the director of Resi 4.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been meaning to play it for about 7 years, but I will play it.
It is definitely a good one. Then I played Claire, which it's a PS4 game that I got like many years ago on the on the PlayStation Plus. It's like a 2D horror game. I would say it's probably the worst game I've played this year.
Okay.
I think there's a lot to like in the game. Like the concept is good. I think there's kind of like very cool themes and the setting is cool, but it just doesn't perform very well. The game itself, like it's so dark, like oppressively dark, and then there's like monsters in it that attack you, and you have to play it on the hardest difficulty, and there's like absolutely no way to know if you're getting hit or not.
And can you
I was like
turn up the brightness, or
I would no, it's all like hard coded into the game, you know. It's like you can't turn up the brightness to see things like really better, and like I was just like, you know, you can save quite often and stuff, but like I would just be like, you know, going through one section and then I just fall over and die, and I'd be like, okay, I'm not sure what happened there. And then, you know, it was just things like that. So it was a little bit buggy,
needlessly difficult. Yeah.
It also I started the game on the nightmare difficulty, or whatever the hardest difficulty is. I played halfway through the game and then my save changed to normal mode for some reason. So I wasn't going to get the trophy. I have no idea how it happened. So I had to start the game again a second time after I kind of played already like an hour and a half.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, that was, again, I kind of sullied my experience of it a little bit as well. Nearing the end now. Demon Souls, went back and I did my final.
He's been a busy boy. I went
back. I did my final stack of Demon Souls, so the Asian one. So this is the only game I have, I suppose, 4 times on my list.
You have PS5. You have every single region. Is that including PS5?
Yeah.
There's 3 stacks.
There's 3 stacks on the PlayStation 3 and then just 1 on the PlayStation 5. But this means that I only need the PS4 version of Elden Ring, and then I'll have every stack of From Software, you know, Souls games.
Would you go for PS4?
Oh yeah, I'm 100% going for it. Definitely, I'll go for it soon. So again, not much to say about Demon Souls. It's great. I played Onimusha Warlords, which is Onimusha 1, which is a really great game. I loved that game. Like, it's like
Onimusha 2 was so good.
I have literally, oh my god, I dropped my mic in excitement, but I have Onimusha 2 here because I was just thinking about it myself after playing it, because I forgot how much I liked those games. It's like Resi with that fixed camera style, and then, or like maybe like the first Devil May Cry.
It always reminded me of Devil May Cry.
Yeah, such a great game. And the cool Plat too. Then I did Crash 2.
Nice.
So Crash trilogy complete. Don't have Crash 4 at all.
We'll
I don't
never
own it
touch
yet.
it.
And I have Crash CTR on like 80% or 70% or something. So I'll go back and do that eventually. But I'm happy to have the trilogy finally finished.
Yeah, well done, man. God, you've hit some great notes.
The last 2 then, Uncharted 2, the remaster. I went back and I did that because it was a bonus game in the challenge.
Okay. Will you
only
do
took me
1 and
2
3?
days. I don't know, to be honest, because 2 was always my favorite anyway.
I'd say 2 is my favorite. Followed by 1. There's something so innocently joyous about the first game, you know.
So I'm kind of like hesitant to play 1 and 3 the remaster again, just because I'm gonna have to do the brutal playthrough on Uncharted 2, and that's supposed to be like sickeningly difficult. So, and you have to do a speed run. So there's 2 more playthroughs just for the last few DLC trophies, which is a bit tricky.
Well, you have the Plat, you know.
Have the Plat, yeah. And then the last Plat I got is Going Under, which is
a great Evanescence game. Song.
yeah, absolutely. But this one is doesn't star Amy Lee, but is really good. It's actually very similar to Hades. It's a roguelite kind of dungeon crawler game where you are in a hub and then you go through these worlds. But you play as an unpaid intern, kind of reminiscent.
It's too real, damn it.
the Bo Burnham song, and you're supposed to be there on like a marketing internship, and instead you're fighting monsters for that have like rival businesses. But it's very like on the nose about, you know, like about kind of corporate culture and things like that.
Like it's rubbing your nose.
It really is, yeah. And the characters are very funny. the skills are very funny. All the skills are like, they're marketable skills like that you could have on your, your CV or your resume, so yeah, like it's definitely, it lacks like, say, maybe the variety in gameplay that Hades has. Because yeah, like I don't think there's as much variety in builds and things like that, but it's actually really good fun. It's not a difficult platinum. But it's it's a good time for anyone who likes Hades and likes that kind of going back to the hub and seeing, and talking to people again and stuff. That was kind of cool.
I'll hopefully be starting Hades soon. It's been sitting there a while.
It's no Hades, but it was a good game.
Yeah.
And then the thing I'm currently working on, two exciting things. I've started my first Yakuza game.
Yeah.
Finally. I feel like this is my like huge gaming blind spot, to be honest. Yakuza.
Yeah, well, I only have Yakuza 0. At least I have 1.
Yeah.
but you're starting with Kiwami.
Yeah, which is what I understand supposed to be like 1,
Yeah, like 0.
I don't know, is 0 better to start on, but I only owned Kiwami from PS Plus, so that's the one I went with.
Well, I have Kiwami as well, and I will play it. And from what I'm told, like if you've played 0, Kiwami's easier because just you're familiar with the mini games. I think there's fewer mini games as well. And I think there's like 1 or 2 areas on like the legend difficulty in Kiwami that's always like annoying and difficult. Whereas in 0, there was like the car chase scene. There was like some really like terrible. There was like 3 boss fights in a row, or like it was just piling on. So yeah, and like, well, what do you think? Like, you're a big fan of Shenmue, so it is kind of nuts to me that you're only just dipping your toe in Yakuza now.
Yeah, it feels very similar to Shenmue, like in a big way. It's the same kind of exploration around the city, chatting to people. The menus are very similar. The combat is even similar. It's very much like, a more advanced Shenmue game, I suppose. I'm only like into chapter 5. I was surprised at how difficult it is, to be honest.
It is tricky.
Yeah, the combat's quite unforgiving. And there's a lot of combat, but I was just laughing at the main character. Is it Kiryu? I'm not sure.
Kiryu.
Yeah.
Kiryu-san.
But I was just laughing at it because, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but if it's at the very start of the game, he gets out of prison and like he walks down the street like literally from like 100 meters and he's already fought 3 people. He's been jumped like 3 times.
I think it might be a good thing that Kiryu is locked up. He seems to
he's not instigating them. He's just he's just defending himself.
They're just so jealous of that like freshly ironed white suit. He just looks so dapper that he just attracts attention.
It is pretty dapper. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's really cool. I'm looking forward to kind of getting into the kind of the side quest stuff and the mini games, because I hear that that's really where the bulk of the fun is. But the story is really cool. Like someone, one of the guys on the Discord said like the first hour is slow, and I definitely saw that. And then
same as 0. Like it's so, like 0
straight away
very slow. Like I got very much engrossed in the story, but it was like chapter 6 or 7 by the time the hook was there. But I think that's the thing with an awful lot of Japanese or South Korean storytelling. Like they really take their time, and I think like if it clicks together, it pays off in a really great way. Like they're that's what I love about them. It's just give the characters time to develop, and also just the sprinkle moments of insanity over the top where I love that. So I will play another Yakuza game down the line, maybe the tail end of this year. We'll see how I get going.
Well, I'm very excited to play Judgment. It's a game that I've wanted to play for a long time, because that's now, I suppose, the mainline Yakuza series. That's what they're going with. So that looked like a really cool game to me, so I'm excited to play that one. But I feel like I couldn't have gone to that one first before playing kind of the games that kind of went before it.
Like it's it's intriguing to me to actually, I'd say if I do play Kiwami, I will just immediately play the second game as well, because there is a lot to be said. Like, they're so similar mechanically that it would be kind of cool just to power through them while you're in that kind of mode, because I can imagine, you're shaving off 20-30 hours if you've off, each plat, if you're just playing them in sequence. You know exactly what to expect, and you can just immediately go in and get those completion points, because it's the completion points that you'll need to be focusing on. With the mini games, you need to get to certain levels. And
I saw that. Like, I was kind of like
looking
at them.
There's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it.
I'm kind of worried, to be honest. Yeah.
No, look, if I could, man, you're on a roll. If I can get the platinum in 0, I'm like, you'll be fine. Like, I don't mind hopping on share play as well if needs be for the mahjong.
Maybe for mahjong,
yeah.
Maybe. I'm not great at this, but yeah, I'm kind of, man. I'm very close now to 15,000 trophies. I'm at 14,778, so I'm just over 200 to go. But I was trying to think what could be my 15,000 trophy.
Elden Ring on PS4.
Yeah, well, Elden Ring was my 300th plat, so I have that kind of.
I think Okami
marked. Well, I've already decided I'm going to make the Long Dark Platinum my 15,000, because I love that game, and it's a sub 1%, and it's just a great game. And I've been playing it kind of periodically on and off for the last like 7 months, just when I kind of want a really chill game, because that's what it is. It's just the ultimate chill game, to be honest.
That's a good goal.
Yeah, I've 4 trophies, three trophies left to do now. I just need to do the max out your skills, find all the places in the map and mark them, and survive 500 days. I just got the 100-day trophy yesterday.
Jesus. Okay.
So, and I have about 160 hours in it already.
It sounds like at the pace you go, it might need to be your 20,000
trophy. The thing is that a lot of, say, the survival mode, I've kind of like ransacked everywhere. Not everywhere, but like a huge portion of the world has been like ransacked by me, and I've kind of hauled it into one place.
Genghis Dan,
I have like a base camp, So my plan is, once I've kind of gotten everything, once I've mapped out everywhere and gotten my skills and stuff, I'll have stockpiled so much that I'll be able to just eat, sleep, and get up to the 500 that way, because at the minute
I'm class.
Yeah, so that'll be my 15,000th trophy, I hope.
I'm actually, it felt like it took me ages to get to 8,000, but I'm actually already at 8,218. I've just kind of torn through. I'm actually having one of the best kind of months. April's been very kind to me. I've gotten like 106 trophies so far, which for me is very good. So I'd say like my goal is there's just 43 trophies left that I can get between Resi and Guardian. So I'm gonna try to just finish my list, just so there's a record of it that I finished everything.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I've been saying it for ages, but like there's just certain games that I'm like, I need to get them done. So your Evil Withins, your Alien Isolations of the world, your Hades, your Last Guardians, and your Praise. So like I feel like those 5 keep getting pushed away. But I mean, like Guardians of the Galaxy, so good. Resi Village is so good. You just gave me Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. You've given me Mother Gunship. And what was the other one you lent me? You gave me one. I give you Miles Morales on the PS5.
Yes. Now I can't
the
remember.
Hitman trilogy.
Oh, Demon Souls for PS5.
Demon Souls. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. So like it's just I'm not suffering in terms of things to play. I'm more suffering in what to play, because there's just but great. I think we've had a damn good year.
Yeah, so far so good. Like I didn't think I would be like able to get like 60 plats again in a year, because I thought like last year was kind of like, it it was just like my peak. But I'm already like halfway there, and it's April
in a quarter of the time.
Yeah, so
and they're
yeah,
serious plats. Like
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what, like I've had some great ones this year already. Like, so I've played some great games, some really good fun games and stuff. But my only issue so far this year is that I haven't gotten like to play some games that I've wanted to play because I've been doing this challenge. So there's like, I have some nice, really easy games lined up.
Yeah, to detox
once the challenge is over.
Yeah, just to come down from the challenge. Yeah, like I don't know, like that is such again just an eclectic great mix, and like you're kind of stacking games like Vanquish and Demon Souls, so like you're just proving your expertise in
it's something
games.
I thought I'd never do, but then I don't know, I think there's like say with Vanquish, I haven't played Vanquish in 10 years, so it's practically like playing the game fresh, like Skyrim, I now have 3 Skyrim plats on my account, but like I had such great fun every time I played Skyrim, like it's Skyrim.
Yeah, like I have no stacks, but I'm thinking MGS3 on the Vita. I think I've mentioned it before. I think if I were to stack a game, and I guess like does Demon Souls in the PS5 even count? I don't think it does.
Well,
like
the splash art's different, and stuff. So I don't think it really counts.
Like it's not that I care too much. It's just being frugal and kind of tight. Just to buy the same game like multiple times. I'm kind of like I've finished it. I've no problem just replaying it. But there's something about like 2 stacks of Metal Gear Solid 3. I kind of just and like
I'm really stupid because like I was like there and I bought Onimusha and I was like, I have Onimusha behind me and I paid for it, just so I could play it on the PS5 and get a platinum. So like I'm sometimes guilty of that, of buying games a second time just for a platinum, but like I think that's kind of the beauty of the platinum, is that it's nice to have that to work towards. It gives you that extra bit of motivation. So but yeah, absolutely. I think I don't think you could get a better kind of first stack, or even maybe only stack on your list, than your favorite game ever.
Yeah, like that's kind of the reason. And I kind of want to have at least just 10 Vita games, like exclusively Vita games. But look, that was a hell of an update. So guys, beat that. Let's see what you've been playing in the past 2 months. Safe to say, I think the Platchums have had the best trophy haul in a while. In fairness, maybe we should not do the updates so often to make us look more impressive.
Maybe, yeah, possibly.
But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this quite long update video. Yeah, let us know what you've been playing, and thanks for watching, and good luck.
Good luck.
Platchums!